Good evening, my name is The Ferret and I'm Alarm Copter server of Joyous Win.
Hello.
And today we're playing CP Snowplow RC3, the unofficial Valve map, in cooperation with the End of the Line makers. Just to remember, Tenacious N on red and KJK are on blue. Although today KJK I think is still in the holiday spirit and haven't bothered to, get into, Avatar mode. I think nobody's in Avatar mode at the moment. It's not really a Steel League game. It's not too serious. This is mainly just for lols. But one thing I am saying about this map, though, I mean, the first thing we've discovered is that this really isn't a not really a cart push map. The cart push itself is powered by a train. It's actually more overly a control points map in disguise.
Yeah, to be honest, the only thing that is confusing is the fact that, there's a cart and aesthetically you see a cart, you want to push it. That's pretty much it in my eyes. The rest of it is fairly understandable. It's just like a one-way push map, Meh.
Well, let's see how this game goes. See if the KJK can get Revenge on from the promo round. Back with the group. Watch out for that train, guys. Seriously, that train murders people. Choo choo, motherfucker! And Error the Nerd gets smacked by the train. Okay, 28 seconds in. Now, one thing I want to explain with this game is that the timer is very low. True. But the way the timer works is every time it runs down, the giant thing on top of the train will smash onto the train. Now, the train has 100 health, and it goes down by 10% each time it comes down. So, ideally, the blue teams here need to be moving out very quickly. Now, personally, I would have said something like a pyro with an Uber, move out and take as much ground as you can. That might be the best idea.
Yeah, from the way it's looking, it actually looks like blue spawn is really defensible. You've got pretty much a solid height advantage from red wherever you're aiming from, and it's kind of like, even with crits, you can easily pop off like, 3 or 4 stickies or something and hit every single door. And yeah, this looks like it might be really, really easy to defend against. I mean, this could be Scottish resistance heaven, pretty much.
Yeah, speaking of which, I mean, they completely updated the Demo Man gear. I'm loving the general nerf. Well, tweak more light because they actually improved a lot of the primary slot items and slightly diminished the secondary slot items, which is a nice combo. One thing I am seeing though is a lovely engineer position here. It might happen because it's the start of the game. These things do happen, but primarily though, Ape Cop though, his teleporter is working overtime right now. Well, I think it's Ape Cops. Yep, and here comes they've ruined Demo Man talk now. It always happens every time as soon as they release a patch. But, to be fair, it does still does relatively full damage when it's down, and the radius is only slightly nerfed, very slightly to like rocket size, so it's not that bad.
Well, I mean, if you've seen like the podcast we've done, that demo nerf for the sticky bomb launcher is literally the nerf I would have personally chosen. The fact that the damage ramps up automatically once it hits the ground, but while it's in the air, there is a slower ramp up, and that, in my eyes, is pretty much the perfect thing because you can still play tactically with it. It's not like you can't do as much damage or anything. You can still do that much damage. You just have to relearn a couple of things, and that, in my eyes, is a perfect nerf. It's not as easy to do the same amount of damage, but you still can.
Yeah, that's the thing right there. It's more overly about, getting them on the floor. Basically, kind of like trap down a bit more. There'll be a little bit more weight to some with the stickers. You can't just burst them in the air. Oh, there's Rob trying to heavy the problem up. This might be the problem here. I mean, you should have used that heavy to get around that corner, and not so much the pyro one. And it's trained on 50% health. This is not looking good for blue team right now. It's a little bit worrying. That sentry is doing quite nicely, but again, I don't think people have got down the classes and where they're supposed to be using them just now. Right hit for the moment. For blue team, I will be taking a left massive flank, bringing out Demo Man, and just firing away from a long angle. That should work. Or coming from directly underneath, because that will work too. But right now, red team's just dominating from that little door area there. It's what's making give them the game right now. They just got the guys in the field.
One thing that does actually seem slightly confusing is the fact that obviously, you know, this map is kind of in beta or not in beta or whatever. One thing that is slightly confusing is the fact that the announcer goes off with the 3-2-1 thing every single time before there is a drop on the train. I feel like that could be perhaps done with a different sound if they were to push this map forward, just because it kind of makes, you know, everybody pretty much knows that to be the sound that declares the end of the round.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is where, you know, dropping the Steam Valve support might have been an issue. You know, they might have dropped it a bit early. Personally, right now, I don't think it looks too bad, although I think I'm seeing what they may have been saying by too complex. The game type in itself doesn't seem that complicated. What I think is complicated is the map itself, where you travel and how you defend it. Because right now, Blue is not making any purchase in this ground right now, and Red is defending incredibly well. Perhaps they've been practicing, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of a game mode, Robot Destruction is by far and away the more confusing one out of these two.
Well, actually saying that, I was thinking what Red's up to. They're actually completely holding that left side. It's partially where the advantage is from, though. As I said so many times, though, you know, a sentry can really hold up an advance, and that one sentry is doing quite a bit of the work. But if they got into that little side hut there and got rid of those teleporters, that would do it. Ah, yes, it does seem as if we can have some people on blue team, please. We've got a lot of people kind of stuck in spectator. If you guys could actually move into blue, that'd be nice. Thank you very much. There you go. Yeah, just feel free to play. You don't have to be subs. You can actually just jump into any team you want. Now, last 10 seconds to win this game. I don't know what happens with overtime on this. Does the train actually blow up during overtime? So that might be an issue. They finally got rid of the sentry, but the train blew up. Well, that's kind of a 1-0 there for the Tenacious N. Let's see how well the KJK do in defending. Okay, round 2. And, you know, I'm kind of wondering here, have, you know, Tenacious N been practicing? But that looks very well done. They knew which flanks to hold up, and that little barn area with the teleporter in it was strangely strong. I don't know. Personally, I think I could have wrecked that with a heavy in 2 seconds with a good medic. That should have been easy, but somehow it wasn't.
Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying when you mention practicing, purely because normally a team wouldn't be... You know, generally, if you give a team a choice of playing red or blue, most of the time I would have said, you know, blue would have been the obvious choice. For the most part, perhaps they have all given this map a try and found, you know, what works best on red, and figure, you know, at least we can get one up on the map. And perhaps they know how to break red in the first place as well, so that when they do finally attack, they know what's going on.
The other thing is, can we have actually some of the subs actually join red team, if that's okay? I know it's on a losing team, perhaps, but this is just Christmas, okay? You know, try and join in a bit. There does seem to be some reluctance. Do not make me resort to gangplank tactics.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, doors open. KJK cover the immediate conga. I'm sensing a lot of apathy here. Not KJK, KJK's on red actually, aren't they? So yeah, looks of it, Shaggy's team isn't really going to try right now. I don't know. I'm liking that though. Tenacious, they're Tenacious now immediately getting the grip of this map. Oh, Chef Excellence. No, no, that was unlucky there. Went for the stab, just missed it. But right now, at the moment, though, it does look Blue's managed to get a bit of a move up. Again, Red didn't have any really engineering going on. That was kind of a problem.
Yeah, I mean, as it was, actually, the amount of time that point was just left completely untouched, that would have been perfect for just like a couple of spies to crawl onto and spy cap. And yeah, there we go. That's one thing, actually. These points do seem incredibly quick to cap. But perhaps I would personally say that those are a little bit too fast to cap. I mean, obviously, yeah, 9 guys on it, it's going to go fast, but you know, it's moving up fast with 3 people on there.
Thing is, though, yeah, that train's got health as well, and that went quick as well. That's just simple old move up there. Okay, round 2, and unfortunately the game was kind of given away there by somebody actually creating a demo man engineer stair loop, so we kicked him. It's not you shouldn't really be doing that on a test game. It is kind of griefing, and it really wasn't fun. Now anyway, red team is still massively down, and neither Harry's team or Epic Killer are joining, and we may have to initiate emergency tactics of rebalancing because this is getting a little bit out of hand. Yes, this is looking quite grim. From the looks of it, actually, also everyone on Tenacious N is on Tenacious N. I think we're actually kind of missing the other way. Yes, please, I've been asking you for the last 2 minutes to join red team if you could. Now, in any case, this is the second map. I haven't seen this one so far. Insofar the game's actually looking reasonably good. I think for the time being, though, this is not the best season for it. I think teams are a little bit rebellious today. It's not helping.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Now, in any case, doors open. Okay, an all scout rush. Okay, this is fun. Oh wow! Oh, and killed by the train. Oh, that was amazing. Okay, but I see what they're doing here. That's a lovely little tactic. You mentioned how quickly the points went. So blue team like, well, we just cap the points really quickly then. And red team's scrambling to get in the way. And look at all the scouts. Times 12 on the cap there. That's done. Okay, speed is of the essence here.
Yeah, this is pretty much... This isn't, you know, I don't think the problem with this map is that it's confusing. It's just the fact that it's exploitable. I mean, you know, that's pretty much solid backcapping there. And Scouts running ahead, way ahead of the car. And, yeah, this is looking like it could be a very, very quick win, to be honest.
Yeah, I think your point about the points being way too capable is true. But then, to be fair, that's how CP maps can play. And this is how Scouts should do turnout when there's no engineers with sentries. This is what happens. And that was incredibly ridiculous win there for blue team. And I think the train, does it go into the thingy? Nope. Yes, no.
I think it's supposed to, but
like for the time being that Tenacious N have 2 wins under the belt. They're rapidly approaching a 3rd. Oh, this went wrong. I have to say though, that scout tactic, that worked incredibly well. And this is the thing where if you don't have engineers, that's what will happen. Engineer is such a hard counter to a scout, especially with minis and things like that.
Yeah, if you had that on the last point, you'd be pretty much guaranteed. Oh my goodness, I'm just pressing shift or tab, and yeah.
That is, yeah, I thought you might see that. Yeah, I think what Tenacious N have planned is going to be interesting. This should work quite well.
Oh dear.
But yes, I think in order to counter the possible next scout plan, red team have prepared accordingly. Yeah, and to be fair, we do have a problem in that, we do really need somebody to go from Tenacious N to go to join blue. There's a lot of dropouts today. I think a lot of people do not like this map. There could be one brave soul on, red team to, join over to blue team. That'd be great. There's the train. Heavies are still firing. This is looking like straight up bullet factory. Yeah, but for the time being though, blue team is trying to make progress. Ooh. And from the looks of it, actually, the all heavy strat didn't really work. From the looks of it, the counter does stop when you're on the point. So yes, there's a form of overtime and the time is delayed. Oh yeah, important note, don't stand on the train track, you will die. One brave bonk scout. Oh, Shay, you crazy diamond. I hope he does something nice with that scout work. Get around the back, start annoying people. Also loving like kind of the possible theme here. I mean, insofar the most successful team member is Slappy on Blue Team, who's just countering heavy with more heavy.
Our control point is being captured.
Crunk, 90% train. But here's the thing though, an all heavy setup on Blue isn't necessarily working actually. The KJK are actually doing quite nicely.
Yeah, well, I mean, just looking at, pressing tab now, Tenacious N, it kind of did work for all of 30 seconds, but, they are switching out a couple here and there, and it is slowly becoming a more standard fare team. Still an overabundance of heavies, but, not exactly the over-the-top abundance that we did have.
Of scouts, no, not previous. But then all scout tactics have worked in the past, and there goes the train. This time teams are Gandian still got hit by the train. When that thing's loose, don't stand on the tracks. You really shouldn't.
I think part of the problem with this map is that there kind of seems to, just because of how far one point is to the other, it kind of makes all of the areas in between that look really fun to play actually. They kind of just end up being redundant because it's more of a case of, well, we're on red, we have to run straight back to the point to defend that bit, and Blue just sort of walk through these areas with not a lot of difficulty. I mean, it looks like some of Blue are coming up now to come out into the snowy area again.
Well, from the looks of it, actually, the thing, especially with this last point here, this, as I said before, is pretty much flank territory. If you want to get in behind people, this is the way you go about it. I mean, red have got lovely angles to work with here. Massive open field. I mean, one of the things with TF2 is, as a general rule, they don't like open areas because it just promotes snipers too much, or sentries. And, a good engineer here could do so much damage. Also, I think we're seeing Ace. Is that a possible spy somewhere? I don't know where he went, but I thought he was going on to the point. There's it trains down to 80%. It's not looking good actually. Blue had some initial good successes, but they aren't really managing to pull this through anymore. Ooh, saying that though. Oaki there, Slappy. That's the thing actually. This is also a great map for aggressive engineering, because this is where you can build something nicely and get right into the enemy team. Again, lovely aggressive engineering areas here.
Yeah, I think the main thing that's good about this is just there's so many different levels, sort of in the inside areas in particular. There's so many, upstairs, downstairs, balcony pieces. You can pretty much chuck a sentry anywhere, and I can see it. If this map did become a standardized map, I could see a lot of these areas becoming pretty much just status quo sentry positions very, very quickly.
Yeah, that's the thing. For the time being, the map is still young, still fresh. Nobody's figured out the sentry nest yet so far. And oh yeah, if you've just joined Capture Unicorn, if you please would like to join Blue, they are struggling and they could do with your expertise. Thank you very much. For me, there's kind of nobility in selecting the auto balance option when you join a game. It's like, I will join the team that needs me the most. Preferably the least amount of numbers. And then I don't change team for whatever reason, except maybe for like a friend. Best. But if I get auto balance, it's like, well, team didn't want me anymore. Better go kill them. Now 3 seconds on the clock here. Okay, train now down to 50%. I think Shay's still trying to push the train. Oh, what a move there! Jumps over, then gets shot. Okay, jumps over, then gets shot in the back by Bordy crit bullets. There's presence everywhere. Shaggy there. Oh, in the greatest of ironies, Shaggy sneaks up on Slappy and shoots him many times in the back, while his name was Slappy kills Shaggy. There may be evident problems with his name. Oh, well, there's a scout. Ah, yes. How to scout. Cap the point and make the other team afraid. I call him Polar. Oh, Harry the Stingray there, showing off the power of that 3-shot lock and load there. Takes down the Region Master Sentry. Oh, jeez. 30%. And I think blue team are smelling victory. They're getting close now. Red team has been backed up quite hard now. Epic Killer, he says he's only good at capping the point, but he is causing, red team to panic a little.
Yeah, if anything, it kind of just makes me wonder where the rest of blue are, because as far as I can tell, all of red are trying to defend the point, and one scout is kind of getting the better of them and getting half caps pretty much every sort of minute or so. The rest of blue could quite easily jump in on that, like it looks like they're doing now. Yeah, I think
Rob.
they've got that point.
One giant heavy, and nope, there you go, nicely done. Good push in there from blue.